Welcome to Knowledge Bank, where we delve into the untold stories of science and history. Ask any fourth grader who discovered gravity. The standard answer you'd get is Sir Isaac Newton. The name Sir Isaac Newton is so famous that everybody in this world is aware of it. He is famous for his laws of motion and also the law of gravity. These laws form the basis of classical physics. But how true is that? Have we given a man credit for someone else's hard work? Or Newton stole the written concepts with proven data of laws of motion and also the law of gravity? The answer to this question happens to be yes. Manchester University has confirmed that Isaac Newton is not the one who discovered gravity. Also, the American Journal of Engineering Research, AJR, confirmed in 2020 the same, claiming false credits to Newton. Buckle up, because history might have a surprising twist. Let's dive in and find out more in details. Laws of motion and also the law of gravity was founded and given by an Indian, Rishi Kanada, long before the era of Newton. The Vaisheshika Sutra describes the force of gravity, written by Rishi sage Kanada from the school of Vaisheshika in 2nd century BCE. Newton's birthday, January 4th, 1643 CE, of course. There was an uproar on the internet recently about whether these exact words were present in the Vaisheshika Sutra, but it was clarified later by trusted sources that they are. Let's dive deep into the ancient Indian Vedic period. Vedic period precedes a new dimension to the issue of today's modern life. It is referred to no more about Vedic and Puranic science. The cultural, religious, social, literary and political life of the people of Vedic period is well documented in 4 Vedas: Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharvana. The rishis or saints have tried to answer many of the mysteries of the world through their intuition and experience. Rig Veda is the oldest book whose main contents were composed in 4500 BCA. It was a compilation of 1028 hymns composed by a large number of authors over many generations. India could not have continued a cultured existence for thousands of years. The search for the sources of India's strength and for her deterioration is long and complicated. Why this should have happened so is more difficult to unravel. When did the history of the civilization of ancient India start? No historian, no scientist, no philosopher can tell the exact date and how much development of science was in ancient India. As much research is going on, the date is going back and back. How much development of science in ancient India was? It is beyond our imagination. Today, what we see in the development of science, from missiles, without fail the target, to atomic bombs, from cars to airplanes, rockets, etc., all were written in our religious epics, viz. Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Sri Bhagavad Gita, and other books of ancient India. From these books we have come to know that physics, chemistry, astronomy, mathematics, biology, medical science, and astrological science all were very much developed in ancient India. 5,000 years ago or more, the Indians were worshipping the 9 planets of our solar system when the rest of the world did not know about the planet. We can say that today's development of science has achieved the clue from the science of ancient India. Many things in ancient India were developed when the rest of the world could not start to think. India discovered the shape of the earth moves around the sun, and other information about the solar system and the universe when the people of the rest of the world had no idea or knowledge about these. India has given world-class mathematic innovation from zero, invented by Aryabhata, to infinity, invented by Bhaskaracharya. All these are reserved patents on the name of India. All the great innovations in mathematics have been found in India. All the ideas are destroyed or stolen or not documented. Ancient Indians said the earth is round in shape and moves around the sun, while others were busy claiming the earth is flat. But now the people who laughed at Indians are agreeing that India was the hub of knowledge. Yes, Dr. George Gevagezi Joseph from the University of Manchester has revealed that several inventions and discoveries that were originally the work of Hindus were hijacked by foreigners over the time. So, ancient India is the origin of so many inventions and discoveries of today's modern science and technology of the world. Here we discuss the origin of the law of motion, which is the backbone of classical physics. We all are familiar with Newton's laws of motion, that Sir Isaac Newton, the physicist who formulated the laws of motion first. He published these laws in his book, Philosophica Naturalis Principia Mathematica, on July 5, 1687. But before Newton, the laws were discovered by Indian scientist and philosopher Rishi Kanada, who had given Vaisheshika Sutra in 600 BCE, which describes the relation between force and motion. Let's look at how good Newton was at copying and pasting the exact information and claiming it was his groundbreaking invention. Newton's first law of motion. First law: every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change its state by the action of an external force. Rishi Kanada's first sutra, Vejesh Nimitv Kimno Jaite. Translation: change of motion is due to impressed force. The law states that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion with the same speed and in the same direction, unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law states that the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the force applied, and this change in momentum takes place in the direction of the applied force. Rishi Kanada's second sutra, Vej Nimitapiat Kimno Jaite Nidik Kriyaprabhan Hetu. Translation: change of motion is proportional to the impressed force and is in the direction of the force. Newton's third law of motion. To every action there is always an equal but opposed reaction. Rishi Kanada's second sutra, Vejisnayog Vshesvrodi. Translation: action and reaction are equal and opposite. See how Newton exactly copied word-to-word details from great Indian scientist and philosopher Rishi Kanada's book. The only hard word seems to be his translation. Wait, and there's more. If you are a math lover like me, you probably took calculus as a subject in high school. Remember the infinite series, a fundamental component of calculus? Its discovery was also falsely credited to Newton, Manchester University claims. Their website explains that the Indians predated Newton's discovery by 250 years. The infinite series was discovered by Madhava and Nilakantha from the Kerala school in 1350. The Kerala school, they added, also succeeded in calculating the value of pi up to 17 decimal places. The university also explains how these ideas happened to reach Newton himself. These Indians from the Kerala school passed on their knowledge to highly educated Christian missionaries who visited the country during this time, which many argue was probably somehow passed on to Newton. Dr. Joseph made the revelations while trawling through obscure Indian papers for a yet-to-be-published third edition of his best-selling book, The Crest of the Peacock, The Non-European Roots of Mathematics by Princeton University Press. He said, "The beginnings of modern maths are usually seen as a European achievement, but the discoveries in medieval India between the 14th and 16th centuries have been ignored or forgotten." Some more examples. J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atom bomb, invented it after the study of the Hindu epic Vedas, Puran and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The destruction through the application of Brahmastra and other different weapons in the war of Kurukshetra and Lanka was studied by him. His mission under a team of scientists was named Trinity from 1939 to 1945 under his leadership. The first atom boom was tested on July 16, 1945. Now John Dalton is the father of today's application of atom boom. Rishi Kanada wrote the law of atom boom in the Vedas. The famous historian J.N. Colebrook wrote in his book that Rishi Kanada had more knowledge in comparison to the European scientists. The ancient genius Aryabhata calculated the exact value of pi and invented it as 0 first. He first examined that the Earth moves around the Sun. He discovered 1,000 years more than the European scholars discovered. Aryabhata was born in Kusumpur village in Bihar, India. He wrote the book Aryabhatayo in 600 BC. The book is full of scientific knowledge. In conclusion, from the above discussion, it is a fact that ancient India was the leader of science in all fields of the world. As the rest of the world knew that India was the home of wealth, the wealth of India was attracting many invaders all over the world. Also, the kings of small kingdoms could not defend themselves from the attack of invaders. Again, the kings were not united among themselves. As a result, the Europeans and Britishers easily got victory over them and looted so much wealth, texts and books. So, the next time you bite into an apple, remember, the story of gravity might be bigger than we thought. Please like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel. Let's keep exploring, sharing and amplifying the voices of hidden figures in science, because who knows what other incredible discoveries await us just beyond the horizon of our current understanding.